That's right, you are now listening to Tommy Tom's One Mic. Warning, this podcast contains explicit language, triggering or sensitive topics, and controversial discussions. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tommy Tom's One Mic.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Flip personality, you know it's I. You never seen my kind, never seen a sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas, cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and the revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that shit is mine. Future is creation and creation is sublime. Make your own legend, only happens with time.
Let's hit the mic.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tommy Tom and One Mic. And today I bring to you guys, how do I say this? I like the guy. He's one of my good friends. I do. But I hate the guy too. You could say he's my pretty friend. But as I'm sure for most of you, it is the most important time of the year. It is fantasy football season. And thus I hate this man so much. He pretty much has won about a third of all our championships since we started our league. He's one of my good friends. He's another one of my friends. I was lucky enough to be a groom for his wedding. Always the groomsman, never the groom. I don't mind. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to one of my best friends, Mr. Matt Hudson.
Welcome. Thank you.
It's actually good to get you finally. Been trying for a little bit. Talking to Dave and all that. Pretty much you, Dave, and me were three amigos, I guess, in college for a little bit there. I think most of my friends from college I actually probably met through Dave if they weren't on the swim team. That was it's kind of how it worked, I think, because I generally kept to myself. You know what? If anybody else had probably introduced me to Matt, I'd be like, this guy's a douchebag. This guy's a douchebag.
Well, you don't want to bask in the humble greatness?
And the humble greatness, yes. What's the line? You want to be with this guy, or you want to be with someone with stunning facial features and chiseled abs? I believe that is the line. No, we did have some fun times, but we're older now. We've grown. Now, my pretty friend is now Papa Hudson. And it's a girl, so karma does exist, ladies and gentlemen. It does exist. I am so happy.
Oh, I don't think I'd have it any other way, though. She's definitely my world. She is awesome.
Been saying, your 30s have been wonderful for me. Just the hair loss, everything. I'm just sitting back like, yes, let it all just fall apart.
I mean, eventually I'm going to look great with a big head and beard.
That's it. You're just gonna grow. Well, I can't grow it on top. I'm just gonna grow out the full beard. Go full Grizzly Adams.
Fully embrace what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, now you're in upstate New York. You were living down in Florida. I know you had fun down there. There was that one incident though that you almost died. Now, have you decided? Would you like to share a little of how that happened? Because here's the thing, all right? I didn't know that story till Dave brought it up when we were all together at like one of the shows I did in the city. I was like, wait, what happened?
So there is a 300-mile kayak race from St. Petersburg, Florida to Key Largo. Multi-day race, certain checkpoints, all completely unsupported. So you got to bring your own food, your own water. After a couple days worth of paddling, on the what should have been my very, very last day, very, very close to the finish line, ended up getting helivacked from the Coast Guard out of Florida Bay in the Everglades to, my safety there. So much appreciation to the U.S. Coast Guard, and got myself out of a pretty scary situation, and but I'll be back. Didn't scare me away. I need to finish that race. I would love to get back to the Everglades Challenge, and that whole section of Florida Bay in particular, and the whole west coast of Florida from Tampa all the way to the southernmost point is beautiful and definitely holds a special place in my heart. But yeah, after paddling through 30 mile an hour headwinds for days, and put it in crazy miles, and eating as much as I could, drinking as much water as I could, but running myself ragged, I got myself into a little bit of a scary situation out that way.
Weren't you like a mile or so away from the finish too, but you didn't realize?
I was about 12 miles away.
Oh, okay.
I was about 12 miles away, but still had a couple hours worth of paddling to go from there. And just Florida Bay in general is a just navigational nightmare with some of it. Really tidal and super shallow in spots, and I did my best to keep warm, but ended up going a little hypothermic, and the crazy winds being soaking wet. And at one point in time, I lit a flare in my hands to attempt to stay warm, but
that worked out.
They're just like closing my eyes, blinding myself, attempting to stay warm. And, eventually called the Coast Guard in.
See, what's funny about that story is I think I talked about it in Dave's episode. I hear that story, and it's the same day that both you and Dave admitted that you were going to. Why do I say admit? Like you committed a crime or something. You both that you were going to be making the proposal. Dave was a little more open with it. You, like in the back, you're like, yeah, I'm probably next. That I believe that was the line, and like nobody caught it. But I looked at you. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, I just that whole experience was nuts. And then going into being with Kelly for however many years I was with Kelly before we even got engaged out this way, and straight into marriage, it's been great. She's been my world, and now I have another little piece to go with it.
Got yourself a quarantine baby.
I mean, a planned quarantine baby, but yeah.
Yeah. That's a good distinction too, because there's definitely a lot of non-planned quarantine babies that definitely happen.
I mean, like, yeah, she's part of the statistics. She'll be like that new baby boomers, but like, she's a planned quarantine baby.
No, I had a lot of fun at your guys' wedding. As I said, I'd be up there more if it wasn't a 12-hour bus ride for me.
Yeah, somehow from Monticello to Lake Placid, they make it a 12-hour bus ride when it's like 3.5, 4 hours away.
Because they don't have like a direct bus, so I had to go down to the city, then up to Albany, and then wait for a transfer, then to go up. It really probably doesn't take 12 hours. It just took me 12 hours for some reason, because the bus driver didn't know where the fuck she was going. It's always the fun. But no, we are in, what is it? Our 12th season now? Yeah, I think it's our 12th season of fantasy football.
And I've been 6 finals. I've won 4. Dynasty.
Yeah, I've been in as many finals. I just haven't won that many. I still hold as the first human one. It's a bad sign with a fantasy football league when the first champion you get is an auto draft computer, essentially.
I mean, I'm gonna blame that one on myself for not drafting Adrian Peterson first pick.
Yeah, clearly you've learned your lesson.
Which really like I still got this shit. Just didn't win it.
No, you did. I mean, it's funny how like something like that could start just from a TV show. That show on FX, The League, which was like a staple in our house in college. That was just like, as soon as we saw that, we're like, yo, we need to create a league. And I said it as a joke in the intro, but it really is almost like the most important time of the year. It's like, maybe I won't see you guys or something, or hear from you guys or something, but it's like, oh, it's football season. That means I definitely gotta reach out and
we
talk
got,
some
we got
shit.
16 weeks of shit talking.
We got an extra week now. We got an extra week now that the football is added another one.
Well, that's a whole nother story. Doing it to week 17 is a little crazy.
Yeah, well, now we got to week 15 is the regular season. Then we got to week 17 to play 16 and 17 with the playoffs in our league.
Well, no, that makes the championship a wild card. You never know what's going to happen. Who's actually playing or not.
I mean, I try to take a trip up there just to get the championship away from you. I'm sick of it being at your house.
So am I. It's not even mine. It's T-Vez's.
I know. It's been 2 years. The guy hasn't gone up. I've been trying to convince him to go up. That was the most disgusting thing, too, for your wedding. That's what you do. You should, hey, come to my garage. I have something to show you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, let's go. Oh, there it is. Yep, got a plaque and everything. Hey, there's your name. Way back when?
Been a while.
Been a while. Yeah. The dismantlement of my fantasy. I feel good this year. I mean, as I've stated, most of you are domesticated now. You got other concerns and worries. I'm the true degenerate. I've fully embraced my Rafi, I guess you could say, of this league. And best believe if I do win, I will come up there just for that time.
I'm hoping that, if you are in the championship, you come up that weekend so that when you do lose it, I could see you leave without the trophy. Even though I should still give it to you to get it out of my house.
Look, the only person I will accept losing to is Jay.
Jay is probably one of the only people in there that deserves to
I think
we all championship, but has just never pulled it together.
I think all of us collectively, right? After ourselves, we want Jay to.
He's been so close so many times, and just can't put it together. Where was it? The other year he traded away like all his picks to me, and then didn't put those players in for the championship, and then lost.
Yep. It was and he always starts off hot too. This is why, I'm not taking his. I don't take his team. It's like with mine. I don't take his team seriously until after the fourth, just because I'm yeah. It's something's gonna happen. There's gonna be some major injury on your team or something like that. That's gonna happen.
It seems like two things are common ground in our league at this point. Other than rooting for yourself, you want to see Jay finally get a ship, and no one wants Woody to win this in the history of it happening.
Because it really is Woody and Jay, the only ones that haven't won it.
Which is, I don't even know what I want more, for myself to just keep winning it, or for just to see him never win it.
It doesn't help that we have to him and I have to face each other 3 times. And I was like, no, I actually like your team. It's going to be sad. You have a good team. It's just, I got to beat you these 3 times. So you already got 3 losses on your record. You got to win every other week.
I think it's one of the reasons why I love an 8-person league and hate an 8-person league is every team is so good that you don't know what's going to happen week in and week out, especially with our outrageous scoring system where there's bonuses left and right, for yardage and, whatever else. But every team is going in thinking that they're going to probably get around 150 points, and you have no idea if you're going to get over 200 or even make 100. You
are not averaging 150 plus in our league. No chance of playoffs.
No, not at all. Which now, I was living with a Washington football team fan.
Oh, that's right. Yes. So Thursday was a rough one. That Thursday was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kelly was pumped. She stayed up to watch that field goal happen. And I'm a Giants fan, but I've become more of a Giants fan even because of fantasy football, even New York than anything. Where going into the league, I'm a soccer fan. Chelsea FC, baby. Crap, half the time that I won the fantasy football team, my name was Chelsea FC.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
so like,
yeah, I know. I can see it on the record board. Okay, I don't have to tell me.
you created a monster. You never.
Yeah, I
never
did.
should've-
I did.
should've
I
had a good
take full blame for it in the fact that it's like, oh yeah, no, this is how I look for players and all that, showing you that out of the kindness of my heart, and now I have to live with the fucking monster I created.
But yeah,
I got too cocky. I won. I was the first one after our fucking robotic auto draft guy to actually win it. I was proud of myself. I was like, all right, I got this. I'm a man. And then it just went to shit. Then I had a streak of being in the finals and losing. I think I have like the biggest blowout loss, maybe, or close, for the championship against Eric, because I had Aaron Rodgers and then they sat him for the last day, and I never put in his backup. And
Aaron Rodgers won me a championship at some point in time.
Yeah. I don't even remember my championship team. It's just so long ago. So long. The only player I remember is Antonio Brown. That is the only one I know, and I actually have him this year. And it was like, I think it was his first year really in the league, so he was like a hidden gem. I never got him again. Because you all knew now. They're like, oh, Antonio Brown's good. We got to get him.
I had I'm blanking on the other tight end at this point in time. I had a good stretch where I used 2 tight ends with one in the flex, where it was Antonio Gates and Vernon Davis together.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was a solid year where like that was like my best chance in my flex, and they still both performed.
Yeah, this is the craziness. 12 years been doing it in college. Let's see. I met you your freshman year. I met you my junior year, because I don't think we really met your freshman year. Maybe on like passing or something, but we never really.
We more spring semester junior year. So, or rather spring semester my freshman year. So you would have been.
It would have been sophomore.
You would have been sophomore when I was still in Hendrick. You were in the was it Alger?
Yeah, Towers.
Oh yeah, but then really hanging out every day come when you guys were on fucking Groton.
Classic story of my college years. I wasn't there for it. Matt and Dave sitting on our roof, and you ever go to Cortland, New York? Yeah. You wait long enough, it'll be nighttime, and you will see a bunch of drunken college kids roaming around. That was always a joy, just the little stupid things we would like find or figure out. Making Dave's room a fort with all the tapestries and shit, blocking off.
I remember one of my most vivid memories of that house is hanging out on the front porch, drinking Captain Morgan out of teacups, watching people fall in the ice and then roll into the slushy ice water at the end of your guys' like outrageously pitched driveway.
Yeah, it was that like loop that it did. Yeah.
Oh man, that and the guys across the street did poop dollar.
Yeah. No, Grime was a fun house. It was funny inside too, because the floors were all unleveled. They were all like warped and shit. So it was like, you don't even need drugs. You're already tripping faces. You're walking through this place.
You walking all wobbly, just trying to get to the bathroom.
You're like, man, I didn't think I drank that much. Why? I can't walk straight right now.
Well, that was a classic house. 2K8 was relevant. It was like playing it the year that it came out.
Let me tell you, the thing I remember most is that Eric and Dave helped me develop a hatred for the first Transformers movie and what is it? Oh, and Iron Man. Because every fucking day in that house, they would turn on HBO and that movie would be on. And I just stared at them. I was like, is there nothing else, guys? Repeatedly.
I mean, Michael Bay explosions. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Michael Bay explosions. You fucks. These are the guys I became friends with.
That was a great apartment.
That was like a real intro. You would like sometimes you'd be my plus one over to the swim team when they'd have their own little private parties or something, and for some reason I'd get an invite. Like, Tom, you want to come over? We're having like a formal party. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Can I bring my friends? Sure. All right. I'm gonna bring a bottle of gin with me.
Slicing orange peels, lemons and limes on the coffee table, in the middle of a party. Do you want a Keystone? No, we're good.
We're good.
We got G&Ts.
Yeah, you guys told me this was gonna be formal. I thought we were being formal.
No, I had a corner in your guys' house. I almost lived there.
Yeah, the basket.
all of Hudson's stuff.
Mm-hmm. I remember like one day I'll wake up and I'm going to like my morning class, and I think it was like maybe a bunch of your friends or something that one time that were just like laid out on our like living
Not
room
even.
area.
It was like one of my friends and like 4 kids or 3 kids I've never even met before. But it was like
I was like, what did I miss? And I just went to class and I come back and everybody's I was like, oh, okay.
Every Wednesday when I had to get rid of, all the meals that I, didn't use, I'd get like however many pizzas from Hilltop and just show up at your guys' house. Be like, here's my weekly rent.
Yeah. This is my contribution. That probably was my favorite house living in. Because those were good times. That's where Drink of the Week was created.
Oh yeah,
memories that I can't share because some people have careers now. I mean, I'll joke about it on stage, but some people actually became responsible members of society.
Yeah. Well, I'm full-time stay-at-home dad / part-time artist at this point.
No, but like I said, that was the irony. That was going to be the karma. It's like, no, he's getting a girl. He's definitely getting a girl. God's going to throw that at him and all that. Actually, no, wait. My favorite thing from your wedding was when I said, yeah, Matt's my pretty friend, and your entire family laughing at the notion.
They don't know how to feel about that. And we're like,
they all laughed.
Do they not agree?
Well, you have Matt Tucker. That's your pretty friend. That was my crew through your wedding. It was Pete and the Tuckers.
Yeah, hang out with Pete, Matt, and Alex.
Yep. And then I think Tucker was the one that made me really accept. It was like, yeah, I might have a drinking problem or something, because he was like, Tom, you're like the last person out every night, and you're like the first person up also. It's like, yo, training. I didn't
been doing it forever though.
Some people didn't learn in college. I graduated full PhD in alcoholism. I got this.
You do it then, and then still wake up early. You wouldn't leave your room, but you'd be up.
Yeah.
Up typing away at 6:30 in the morning.
I'll be up. I pass Ryan on my way to class. I think he had like golf or something at that time that he never went to.
I at one point in time, was not even sure if he was enrolled in school.
We had that discussion. They're like, is he? I wonder. But that was our. We have to always commemorate the dead, because he gave the name of our fantasy football league, the O'Connor. The O'Connor. I always want to read it. I was like, what are you doing, Chris? How you doing, O'Connor? We got to check on you. That was always a thing.
I know. We got to do a live draft and have her be the host.
It'd be like the actual show when they see her again. It's like, oh, shit. But no, one of the fun things with Matt was like one summer, we both just stayed up in Cortland State, and we did pretty much not really repo work, but we were cleaning out houses and stuff. And
So we did more deconstruction than we did construction.
Yeah, we weren't doing construction. We were grunts.
We're definitely,
our former landlord.
pure laborers for the guys that might come in to actually do the work.
Mm-hmm.
But I did love it, man. I ripping out rugs and painting and moving furniture from apartment to apartment and everything else was great.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've done those jobs my entire life pretty much. So it's like, oh, okay, I get this. This is nothing and all that. But that was the thing. We would work all week, and then when we get our paychecks, we went off to Ithaca to the comic book store that we found randomly. Like, I forgot what we went up there for, but we started walking. It's like, wait, there's been a comic book store?
Like
all these years I've been here.
A block away from where we were actually hanging out.
Yeah, when we went up there, I was like, son of a bitch.
Like after going to like a bunch of shops, like I would go down to one in Florida, and I've been to like a couple others. There's one up this way in Plattsburgh, and everything else was like, that Ithaca one's great.
Oh, it is. It's great. I like the guy that worked there. He was pretty cool and shit like that.
There's one in Lake Placid now, and he has leading into your summer reading. He's got all the single edition issues of The Boys out that way, and I'm like, oh man, like I have all of the bigger compendiums at this point in time that they came out with, but I was like, the single editions would be cool.
That was my gateway drug for people to get into comics. I was like, all right, I know you think you know what comics are, but just read this first volume of The Boys and realize there's so much more to comics.
Like, as you know, don't get me wrong here. Like, I love me some Batman, but The Boys is great. Anything Garth Ennis touched was awesome. That and Preacher that summer were great.
I asked my dad, so I'll ask you, which one, Preacher or The Boys?
I think they both hit differently. The Boys is hilarious for what it is, and the shithousery and just the mocking of all superhero comics out that way. But Preacher's just a great story.
And I think you had the same feeling as I did about I guess the TV adaptation of Preacher.
Yeah. I mean, like, if Amazon would have picked it up instead of it being on cable out that way, on or AMC or whatever, like, I think they would have done a decent job with it. When we first saw the trailers and everything else for it, I was so pumped. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then it was too slow, where the comic just brings you on. And I understand they got to do character development and whatever else, but like it wasn't the same. I don't know. There's certain things with Preacher that, like, it felt like they forced for the TV show, where like it was perfect the way that it was. And I don't want to be a whole purist. I understand, like, the adaptations have always got to change it up a little bit here and there, but like to get away for some of the main points was like, I don't know. And again, I haven't finished it. Like, I kind of stopped watching mid-season 2 because it was just like, it's not the same, and it's just like getting to me a little bit, where like I had higher expectations.
I've enjoyed The Boys a little more. There's certain things that I'm still like specifically Black Noir. Okay, cool. You actually made Black Noir a black guy, but now you've just fucked up the entire, like.
Yeah, some of it I'm just like, I understand changes need to be made, but like at the same time, like, you're changing like major story points. Like, how are you going to do that and then still be somewhat true to what the story actually is?
Like, I'm cool with change. Like, they made Stormfront a female. I'm completely cool with that and all that. And like, I don't care about the rate. Like, they made A-Train. At least they're giving it prominent, because like the black character in the story was deep, and Well, he's nothing like in the TV show. He was actually just like a nothing character. It was pretty much just still dope in the show, but in a completely different sense.
I will say I do love the show, and I am looking forward to more and more seasons of it. I think they've done a great job with creating its own thing, but it has just been strange to see like, oh, this is what they're doing with it. Where I kind of forgot some of the story too, after it being, essentially like 10 years since I've read it, or some of it at least. And then now that I have it again and I've reread some of it, it makes you laugh so much. When you reread that shit, it's too funny. It really is too funny.
It's the greatness. It's the greatness.
And what's the dude's name? Ladio?
Yeah. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. Oh my God. Not to spoil anything for those listening, I guess I'm letting you guys into the conversation. There is a great therapy session with, I guess, the Iron Man of the boys' universe, who apparently has a sex addiction. And I guess the best example I can give you is that after reading the comic, Matt and me visited a girl that we knew who worked at a pet store. And in that pet store, there was a, what was it? What did they call it? Oh, chinchilla?
Yeah.
And I remember just walking by, I'm looking at the pets, and then I see it, and I pause, and I look, and I just called Matt over, and we both just start laughing. That's all you need to know of how dark this comic will go.
It's fucked up. Like, after reading, not that Preacher, because like I read all of Preacher because it was already out first. After reading all that first, it was hard to, be like, this guy wrote like Punisher Max and everything else too. Yeah. Like what? Like, what is this? I got a sad baby right now. Hold on.
No problem.
This is the only guy I can get away with saying that this is your Uncle Tom. She's, for the most part, is a sweetheart and can do no wrong.
We'll have to pull a Bad Boys when she gets older.
That'd be great.
Uncle Dave and me will come up.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. I'll let you know, when it seems like she has her first boyfriend.
Oh, you talking to somebody? Word? Yeah, invite him over. Tom, Dave, it's time. It's time.
Right?
We're going to cut for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what you're doing now. We had our nice little reunion talk, but we'll talk about more of what you're doing now with the art and, of course, your ventures with your partner right now. But, guys, we'll be right back after this. And we're back. Hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first half of this episode as me and Matt did a little reconnecting, little joking, give you guys a little glimpse. Is that even a fucking word? Give you a little glimpse as to how our conversations go. Was I a writing major in college? This is why I didn't graduate. Yeah, I can't use proper English or words. God. But no, I'm here with Mr. Matt. And earlier we talked about you being down in Florida. And I think it was were you really doing abstract art and stuff when you were in Portland?
So I did, some of it, but I kind of got out of doing a little bit of art, but then really started doing it again more probably after you left. I did some while you were still there, definitely more when we lived 15 Tompkins. I was doing a little bit, but kind of more small scale, just on a drawing pad mostly, more so than anything. And then started doing some bigger stuff when I was in the big house on Tompkins, but really started getting a lot more into it after school. But growing up, my mom's an art therapist, so
see, I didn't know that. I know she worked with
yeah, my mom's an art therapist, mainly grief counseling, but so we've been doing arts and crafts and painting and creating anything, for the longest time. Plenty of memories with the Tuckers there, where we took a bunch of driftwood from the Piermont Pier and nailed it all together to make a boat that we could go float and whatever. And my mom would be like, yeah, just take the hammer and nails and have at it, just go create. So the creating has kind of always been in the blood out this way, but getting a little more serious with the art game, especially down in Florida, where at the end of the day it was more a hobby and kind of my therapy more so than anything, and peace of mind for me to create, and just an outlet for myself. And then if I could share it with other people and they like it, awesome. Which
because you put some stuff up in there's like a gallery or something that you were.
Yeah, so there was this dope spot, Brewhouse Gallery. Shout out Lake Park, Florida. Those guys are awesome down there. It is a craft beer bar / art gallery, and they got 40 something beers on tap from all around the country, and they just started brewing their own beer for the Kelsey Brew Co. So if you're ever down in Palm Beach, Florida, get out to Lake Park and check out the Brewhouse Gallery. Those guys are awesome. And, they gave me the opportunity to put up a bunch of my paintings for a number of months down in Florida, but right before we ended up moving back to New York. And then, since I've been back in New York, I haven't really stopped. I've just been continuing to explore and paint and, create. Lately, I've been doing actually, smaller pieces with mostly markers and Sharpies more so than anything. My thing is kind of making this abstract art, but putting it into like it's something tangible, outline in the United States, or
I was gonna say, I know you've done a couple of the outlines of the U.S. and stuff like that.
So I've been doing a lot of smaller New York pieces, sheet of paper size, normal 9x11 size, New York State with some markers, and then I've made a lot of abstract paintings of the outline of the Adirondack Park, so what we call the blue line, where eventually I got to get down your way. I want to make one for the Catskills.
That'd be dope. I could probably point you to some people that would be interested in that, in the community and stuff. We are, of course, joined by the real star of the show, Miss Natalie Hudson, the baby.
Oh yeah, she has found her voice. That's for sure. She's been screaming at people while we're out to dinner or walking through the supermarket or anything now.
I can only work her for so long. There is some child labor rules that I got to follow, though. I just gotta.
But yeah, with the art thing, it's definitely taken out much more serious now that I am fortunate enough to be a complete stay-at-home dad. I've had the time to create a little bit more and to do some more things. Currently, I have 6 of my paintings displayed on Main Street in Saranac Lake, right downtown where we live. And then the third Thursday of the month for July, August, and September, I participated in the art walk here in Saranac Lake, where a bunch of artists will put up their tables on the street and everyone's walking around, and musicians are playing and people are reading spoken word.
Like you guys actually have like a monthly street fair kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah. So that was fun. Sad to see it go. But all winter long I'll get the chance to create a bunch more and be ready for next summer and possibly do some more of the farmers market type stuff and all of that. But really, again, at the end of the day, the art stuff is for me and for my own head and peace of mind, and great outlet to do something for myself and to really escape reality for a second.
I think we all need that and whatnot. You weren't originally an outdoor rec major in college, right?
No, so I started as phys ed.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking to become a teacher, kind of transitioned away from teaching into outdoor rec, where I wanted to still teach, but not necessarily in a school setting. So I really wanted to. I loved all the activities, and I loved being in the woods and kind of the guiding aspect and teaching people new skills. From when I lived in Florida, it was kayaking, paddleboarding, and snorkeling. And then when we moved up here to the Adirondacks, I was working at the Mount Van Hovenberg Olympic Sports Complex and doing a lot of the kids programs for the cross-country skiing and some mountain biking in the summertime.
That might be something that I might have to do. I know for one of our projects, we got to do segments, and I'm going to try and get off the ground the idea of Tom Tries, me trying things I've never done before. And trust me, I ain't never been skiing, snowboarding, or nothing like that. I don't really fuck with the snow like that. So that should be interesting, and I guess I'll have my my pretty blonde instructor. Sure.
And you got great mountains near you too. You got Hunter and Wyndham and Bel Air and awesome downhill mountains, but a million different spots to go cross country skiing as well.
I mean, it's a big thing where I live. I just never bothered. I mean, but I guess that's the story of my fucking life. I was never bothered. Oh, I could have done that.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you didn't do snowboarding. I could see you as like a little X Games kid.
You know what? I hated the skateboarders so much that was too close, I think. Not that I hated the skateboarders. They were douchebags.
You didn't want to be the Black Colombian Mormon flying tomato?
No. I can say no. Not the goal. Was not the goal. Was not in the cards for me. No. It's like one of those weird things. Like, I know for being at your house, you were very involved with athletics and all that, but I think that was like your whole family, really, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad was a phys ed teacher. My mom is an aerobics instructor. They've been
doing marathons now.
Yeah, my mom just competed in the Ironman this past summer. She qualified for world championships. So we're supposed to go watch her race in Kona in like 3 weeks, but then the race got canceled. So now we're just going to Hawaii for vacation instead, which will be awesome.
Poor soul, you. Be still my heart for you. And all the
Yeah, but no, I've been involved in sports and athletics forever.
Matt used to be a respectable young boy. What happened, Matt?
Life.
I mean, hey, I'm glad you're doing the art though, that you found that, because I can tell you really enjoy it. And like you said, I think a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, they need to find something to actually do with their time and shit, because I think everybody was losing it. I think the number of people I know that are now in therapy after the pandemic, I think the best way I describe it, and I've said it to a bunch of them, is like, you guys are kind of like where I've been, like my whole life. Here, let me guide you. Let me show you. Let me lead you through this depression.
Yeah, it's definitely been like a great outlet, especially the abstract art for me, where like it doesn't necessarily need to be anything. I can just play.
You let it go and see what happens.
Some people are like, oh, it's as much fun as like watching paint dry. I love watching paint dry. Like, it's like, to bring it back with working with you is like some of the days where we were painting were like my favorite days of working. Painting fence when it's 105 degrees outside, like I love that.
Now you do have your Instagram with Nat for the travels and all that. Now, what was the idea with that you decided, you know what, I'm going to just share these adventures with my daughter?
So like a lot of people have asked me for, pictures, or videos of, me and Nat together, and being able to really get out as much as seeing her, because they're, unfortunately, we don't, my parents do have a place up here, but they're not here full time, and really very, very few of our friends live out this way, and none of our family members really out this way. So more and more people want to continue to see her life and watch her grow up and see what we're up to. I do got some other things in the works that I'm hopefully gonna get through in the future. So definitely stay tuned if you want to check out me and Nat's adventures. It's the adventures of Matt and Nat on Instagram. And from just this week, I went golfing with her on Monday. I got hiking with her on Tuesday, hiking with her yesterday, and and then all the other things, her trying all of her first foods, and going to the playground and just walking around town and seeing her smile and everything else. And it's definitely a little cliche to say all, oh my God, this is best thing that's ever happened to me, and this and this. But like, again, you finally understand what all these people are talking about when you're like, no, once you have one, then that's your everything. That's your everything. There's nothing I wouldn't do for this little girl.
I think I asked you. We've discussed this before, but I guess I'll put it. It's like I've noticed that maybe it's a race. I don't know. All my white friends now, as they've gotten older, it's golf. It's the golf thing. They're now all going golfing, especially if they have kids. That's the escape. What is it with the golfing? Because that might be another thing that I have to.
I never expected to life golf whatsoever. I figured it was, it's slow. All the activities that I like to do, were paddling and biking and just like, soccer, very, active stuff where, golf I have fallen in love with it. It's my second summer ever playing, and it's a great game. You challenge yourself, and it doesn't matter how much you suck. You end up having like one shot, and you're like, yeah, I could be on the tour. Like I could at least beat Tiger now.
Yeah.
I mean, he could probably still outputt me, but no, golf.
He can't get
golf
full
has been a lot of
swing
fun.
in.
I definitely played a lot more last summer, but now that Natalie's a little older, I've been able to actually, get out a little bit more and I don't know how kosher it is, but I'll throw Herbert in the baby jogger and, push her on the course while I play. And really where I end up playing, no one's around. So,
I was gonna say, do you play with anybody, or do you just it's just you and Nat now?
Oh, me and Nat for the most part. Every once in a while I'll get out with my dad when he's in town, or I always expected myself to not be traveling to go play golf or anything like that. But now, anywhere we go, I bring my clubs, and if we have the time to go play.
You're one of those guys now. You actually bring the clubs with you.
Yeah. So I played with Tim, Johnny Glass, and Hot Sauce a couple weeks ago, down in right outside the Adirondacks, Central New York area. And I don't. You probably met him at the wedding, but you don't really know Max Docterman. But I'm playing with Max this Saturday down in Lake George as well.
I love every second of this. You have to understand. And for anybody listening to this, understand this is just pure joy for me. All right. This isn't for you guys. This is for me. I love seeing domesticated Hudson. It is the joy. And I had to take this time just to take my shots because I'm still pissed about fantasy football.
I know. You expected to be a nomad and, never settle down, never be in one place, because I expected it too. I had no idea until Kelly that I'd be, everything else, making apple pies in my spare time.
It's baking time soon, makeup.
Which
and
I have a whole, half peck or a whole peck of apples that need to be, used. So we're gonna be making some apple crisp and apple pies coming up.
No shit. That's great. I love every second of it. Like I said, Matt, I am glad to see you doing well with the fatherhood. You know, that's part of the reason I wanted to get you on here. We changed and all that from our recklessness to now we're adults. All
It's
everything changes when you get older.
it's definitely it's even scarier.
It's a little scary. I mean, I guess more so for you, not me.
You're holding it down for all of us.
Yeah, there's sometimes like, and I mess with Keenan and some other people that sometimes they're just like asking me questions, and I'm like, it becomes clear. It's like you guys are trying to live through me right now. You're just asking me like some pretty intimate questions. Their varsity jacket is hung up. It's in the rafters now. They're done.
Long gone.
That's it. In this sense, I'm the Tom Brady. I'm still hanging around. Maybe a little too long. Maybe I'm going for it.
You going till 50? Do it, Tom.
That might not be my choice. But Matt, I'm gonna let you get going. I'm missing that. No, that.
Yeah, well,
yeah. I mean,
thank you. I finally made it on. I was trying to hold out to get you to do it when you finally came up here, but after the ass whooping you gave me in fantasy football, I caved.
I caved. That's it. Change. Let that be a lesson to all of you. If you want to get your guy friends to do something, just whoop their ass in fantasy. At that point, you just take advantage of them at their weakest moment in life. They've just given up. And it also helps that he's a Giants fan, so he's equally depressed.
That's all right. I got Chelsea holding down the winning for me.
Well, Matt, once again, thank you. You already talked about it, but I guess if there's anything that you'd like to promote, this would also be the time to do it, so you can pump your and Nat's adventures, so people can follow.
So if you want to see more of me and my daughter and the antics that we get ourselves into, it's the Adventures of Matt and Nat on Instagram. Or if you're looking for any more of the artwork that I do, I post a lot of it on Instagram as well at Hudson's Fine Art or at ADK Design Shop.
As always, podcast. Great. Thank you. You found the podcast. Please hit that like, subscribe, or whatever is offered to you on whatever program you are, I guess, listening or following this on. And of course, you can follow me at the TommyTom88 on Twitter and TommyTom88 on Instagram. Anyway, guys, thank you once again for listening to this, and we will catch you all next time.
I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Flip personality, you know it's I. You never see my kind, never seen a sliver or a slice. I'm the butcher, choice cuts, know I'm nice. You got beef? I got waggle with a knife. Now I'm gonna be wrapping up bodies up at night. Like Ray Charles, y'all know I'm out of sight. Now I'm gonna be slaying niggas, cause you know I love the life. Yo, you gotta read between the lines. I'm only gonna be moving when I'm read through all the signs. Johnny Mnemonic, I got an upgraded mind. This is for the rebels and their revolutionary minds. Cybernetic linguistics, you know I'm on my mind. Prototype the new dimension, man, that shit is mine. Future is creation and creation is sublime. Make your own legend, only happens with time.